Hi again, guys, and welcome to this new topic. Well, it's not really new because we have already studied connectors, and I'm pretty sure that you're already familiar with the connectors that we are going to talk about today, okay? So today we're going to be talking about connectors of result, okay? So first of all, let's go over what's a connector and what's a connector of result, okay? So first of all, what's a connector? You know that a connector it's a linking word or a phrase. I mean, there is a big difference between being just a word, right, and being a complete phrase that is made up of more than one word. So anyway, these words or phrases are going to help us to connect words, phrases, or basically sentences, complete sentences. You know that a sentence, I won't get tired of highlighting this to you. A sentence, it's formed by a subject, a verb, and maybe a complement, but a subject and a verb are necessary, okay? If it doesn't have that, it's just a phrase. If it has a subject and a verb, it's a sentence. So what a connector is going to help me do is to connect two sentences or two phrases with each other to make a complex sentence. Not something simple, not something first level, but something a little bit more complex. So these connectors are going to allow us to make compound sentences. That is one sentence that includes more information than a regular one. The connectors of result particularly, what they do is that they link two sentences in a causative sequence. What's a causative sequence? That means it expresses the result of an action. One scenario creates the next. This is kind of like the conditional, but with a different structure, okay? So if you think that a conditional is like not really what you need in your text, you can use a connector in order to create that cause and effect relationship. Okay, so let's give it a look then to the connectors of result. Those are the most common. The list is actually bigger. If you go to any page and Google connectors of result, you're going to get a really big list. I chose to give you, the most important, the most useful, the most maybe normal that you will find, and also the most representative examples of them. So if you ever find like another connector, you will see, oh, that connector is similar to one of the ones we checked in the class, okay? I divided it into two columns because in the ones in blue that you can see, I don't know where actually you can see it. For me, is my left. I don't know for you. But the ones in blue, those are actually connectors, words, okay? One single word with the exception of due to, but it works the same way. But with the ones in green that are right here next to me, those are phrases or expressions. That means that in those ones, those are really like self-explanatory. You just need to complete them with the information you need, okay? Let's just quickly check the meaning so you don't get confused. For example, we can use the verb trigger to connect two ideas. Trigger means causes to. So for example, you can say that maybe if you're allergic to, I don't know, strawberries, you can say that eating strawberry triggers an allergic reaction on you. Trigger is a verb that kind of has a similar meaning to causes. So you use it into your phrase like a normal part of the sentence. The expression result in, well, the same, right? It's very self-explanatory, something that results in something. So for example, you can say that, I don't know, a bad unhealthy lifestyle can result in some diseases for your body, right? Lead to, it's another verb, right? Something leads to something else. For example, I don't know, the eating good food, eating healthy food leads to a healthy lifestyle or a healthy body. Because of this, well, pretty self-explanatory, as a consequence of, something happens as a consequence of another one, something contributes of something. Careful with the preposition, we don't say contribute to like we would say in Spanish, but contributes of something. Or something brings about something, algo trae algo, something brings about something, okay? So those one are very easy to use, but what I really want you to pay attention is the ones that are in blue, the actual connectors, okay? So those are the ones that we're going to take a look today and see how they work. They all basically mean the same. They all can be compared to the word because they express like a cause and effect. However, what is really different here is the structure, how we can use each one of them, okay? So let's dig it. Let's start with the easiest one. Those connectors that you can see on screen, those, they are very similar to the word because, both in meaning, but also in a structure. If you remember the word because, you just pop it in the middle of the sentence. Like, I don't know, I like this shirt because white is my favorite color. So it expresses a very simple cause and effect relationship. So they mean exactly the same, but they sound a little better. Or if you have used because previously, you can use one of these ones so you don't repeat the words a lot. For example, you can say I often travel to Mexico City since my family lives there instead of because my family lives there. The same with for or as. Those two are a little bit more like formal, maybe we can say. So if you are writing like an essay or something a little bit more serious, you can use this instead of because or since. For example, I decided to go to bed for I was tired. That has a little bit more like literary ring to it instead of saying I decided to go to bed because I was tired. So that's definitely more depending on the circumstance and not on the meaning of the word. The same with as. So it has the same structure, but it has a little asterisk because the meaning is like the opposite. Instead of saying first the result and then the cause, we say first the cause. What happened? I was tired. And what was the result? So I decided to go to bed. So same structure, opposite meaning. So you need to change the sentences of cause and effect. But those are basically the uh, the connectors that work with the same structure of because. You just put the connector in the middle of the two sentences. Okay? Well, that is with these connectors. Let's go with the next one. These connectors are a little bit different. First of all, they go at the beginning of the sentence of result. Okay? Not the cause, not the reason, but the result. And most of the time, they need to be divided with a period or a semicolon from the cause. For example, I studied all night, period. Consequently, I learned everything. If you notice, before the connector, we have a period. We close the first sentence and then we have the connector and then a comma. And if you notice, this comma repeats in all these four connectors that you can see on screen. So these connectors have the particularity that we need to divide our two sentences and we need to divide the connector from the rest of the sentence with a little comma, okay? Let's continue with these connectors in the next video. Follow the link.